wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M Plus Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, it's Elkie here with you guys today. Thank you for joining this section today. Good afternoon. All right. Okay, it's been quite a while before I do this weekly outlook section. Okay, previously I was in some health issues, so thank you, Louis, for helping through out this period of time. All right. Okay, so this week I will be doing the weekly outlook, and what we can see from our index today, from our market today, we can see basically what's happening is our local index continue to prolong the decline. Okay, it's at the afternoon session is down by 11.06 points, down 0.71%. Okay, so this is a consecutive second day of selling after so-called quite a small Asian market crash on last Friday. Okay, if you need me to say why is it why is it down today, I would say that the sentiment remains weak, especially ahead of tomorrow public holiday. Tomorrow is Thaipusam, and today it would be quite a more quiet day than usual. And last Friday the US index is down, and tonight the US is having holiday. Okay, for Martin Luther King holiday, so the US market side will be slow as well. So we can see the transaction for today actually much slower. Okay, and the sentiment is skewed towards bearish. But if we look at the number of gainers and the number of losers, actually it wasn't that bad. Okay, at this point, we are seeing coming near to 500 counters down compared to 271 counters up, but still we can see that the selling are actually not really that strong compared to last Friday. Okay, and if we look at the regional index, okay, if we look at the regional index, you can see from here onwards, you can see quite a number there in green, like in Japan actually rebounding, Shanghai side, China sides, AX for Australia, all this, they are rebounding actually. Okay, but we are still seeing some like Hang Seng is still under pressure. Okay, for Indonesia is also under pressure, all this. So we can see the sentiment is more towards the upward bias. Okay, but still some of them they are affected. Okay, like us, we are still under pressure. So if we look into our local index, FBM KLCI, our local blue chips index, the chart wise, okay, if we look into the chart, we can see that our local benchmark index, the blue chips index, FBM KLCI, is clearly rebounding. Okay, we can previously see that it has broken below the trend line in early of November last year. Okay, this is where we're talking about trend line breaking. Okay, and we see it form a very good support right over here at 1480 to 1500 levels, and then we see a major rebound, especially during December, which markets always run on window dressing. Okay, Hence, what we are seeing right here at this point of time, we are seeing our local benchmark index is actually just staging a correction after it has rebounded from 1480 all the way up to the recent high of 1570, which is about almost about 100 index points actually, and that's a 6.5%. Okay, so for that, if we look at some of the retracement, it is normal for the market to retrace something like I would say 30%, which is about like 2%, 2% plus, which is around here. Or even if it retraces 50%, it might come to the support of at somewhere around 1515. Okay, of course, at this point of time, we are seeing 1532 right over here. 1530, 1532 are a very strong support where we see the R2s bounce off in early January. Okay, and although we are testing towards this level, but we are seeing the 20 days EMA is coming into the picture. It might provide some support, and then we might see some rebound. Okay, so as long for tonight and tomorrow night, the US index, the global market sentiment don't have any too critical or significantly bearish news. We might, for me, in my opinion, we might see some rebound in our FPM KLCI index after 2 days of strong selling, the correction. All right. Okay, and for those who are trading on index link counters like Maybank, all this thing, you might want to look at 1570 as a level for the resistance at this point. Okay, and for those who are trading very actively, you may see that some of the counters, some of the sectors like the banking and also transportation, they might refer to the US sites. Okay, the US site for their earnings, because US is having the earnings season coming in. This week we will have some Goldman Sachs, Travelers, BOA, Bank of America, and some consumer brand giant like P&G. All these things, they are coming in to report their earnings. Okay, so if we are seeing some of the good earnings from that, some of the healthy consumer behavior, that might boost the trading interest and also the risk appetite of our local investor as well. Okay, so if we look at on another hand, if we look at some of the sectors that some of the pick that we have for today under our daily pick, we are actually still very you can see we are still very positive on certain sectors like oil and gas. Okay, we have Hibiscus and also Armada for our daily pick today. Okay, so if we look at the the oil and gas price, okay, if we look at the Brent crude oil, okay, the Brent price. Okay, if we look at the Brent price, we can see on hourly chart is still very strongly upwards. Okay, and we are yet to see any significant reversal signal yet. Okay, let's go to one daily charts, and we can see daily chart is still very strongly up. Okay, just that one thing that we need to bear in mind is it is hitting the 2021 high at 86 bucks. Okay, so at this point, this could be a resistance after the share price has rallied for so much. Okay, but of course, if we see a clean breakout from this level, then we have further upsides to all the way until almost 100 bucks. Okay, so you can see at this point of the time, 86.5, 86.3 levels is a critical level for Brent oil. All right, so for those active traders on oil and gas counters, then you might really want to watch out closely for the Brent oil, WTI oil, US oil, their performance overnight. Okay, to have an idea on where is oil and gas counter the trading interest might be going on Wednesday. Okay, as if we look at CPO, okay, so since we are talking about the crude palm oil. So let's look at our local crude palm oil as well. Um, if we look at our local crude palm oil, okay, we can see our local crude palm oil today, it opened gap down, and this is it might start a potential correction move after the crude palm oil has the CPO has rebounded from 4200s level all the way to uh last year high 51 levels, 5100 levels. Okay, and I would say that the pullback, it is very, I would say it is reasonable even if the pullback comes to 4800 levels. Okay, I would say that's normal. And today the price adjustment is slightly due to the it's roll over to the new month, so that's why the price adjusted lower. Okay, uh and in fact it is a positive movement despite the rollover of the month. Okay, for CPO price, it will change every 15. Okay, so since 15 16 is a weekend, so it changed on 17 from the March contract to April contract. So if we want to look at a much clearer view on the CPO, what we can do is we can go into the certain month of the certain month of the monthly contract, the contract itself. Okay, so if we look at the hourly charts for the CPO, actually is positive. Okay, yeah, it is positive rather than we are seeing a drop in the continuous chart. Okay, so what we can do right over here is, while there might be some misleading on that part, and the plantation counter might not performing, or it might affected by the overall sentiment. But what we know is, given the pump price has been much improved after the retracement in December, we are able to expect that the upcoming performance, the upcoming result is likely to be encouraging. Okay, will be encouraging. So it is, I would say that it is wise to look into some of the plantation counters and look for some reversal signals for trading for upcoming 2 to 4 weeks, or even upcoming 2 months. Okay, because there will be trading interest or even buy positioning into all these plantation counters. Okay, so plantation counters is something that we can look into as well. Okay, for trading in near term, um in upcoming 1 to 2 months, okay, from now onwards. Okay, besides that, uh we also are very positive on some of the building materials counter like Lion Inn, Anju. Okay, so if we look at some of the uh, building material counters, okay, like for example, for Anju, what we are seeing on Anju right over here is, we are seeing Anju is forming a bottoming formation. Okay, bottoming formation, and then it has rebounded from the bottom part right over here. Okay, so as long Anju price able to hold above 1 ringgit 85 to 88 cents, I would say the positive view on Anju is likely to sustain. Okay, similarly on Lion Inn, you can see on Lion Inn as well, we are seeing it has rebounded from the recent bottom that it had formed, the ranging bottom. Okay, so as long the price stay above 60 cents and above, um, Lion Industry, we will have a positive view. All right, okay. So besides that, if we look at Sun Plantations, right, you can see, despite the rebound in the with the rebound in the CPO price, we can see Sun Plantation has recently rebounded about 15%. Okay, from the low in December all the way until right now. Okay, and if we based on today's price right over here, it's only rebounded about 12%. Okay, so if we see further retracement on Sun Plantation, maybe to 3 ringgit 85 cents to 4 ringgit levels, that might be a good area to see some support, and also for positioning traders it could be a way to a level to accumulate some of the plantation counters, especially um those with good fundamental. All right. So all in all, I would say this week we are still monitor very closely on some of the financial counters, like Maybank today it make a pullback. Okay, after the recent move from 8 ringgit all the way to 8 ringgit 50 cents levels, and then it is going on a retracement right now. Okay, we can see CMB banking stock is performing very well. Okay, especially for CMB, it is from May onwards, and in December until right now, it has been moving up, going on a very strong upward movement until last week, some of the retracement. But we can see the retracement is mild as well. Okay, one of the that actively trading like RHB as well. Last week we see a very strong move on RHB Bank, right? Okay, and it is sorry about that. It is on a retracement. These 2 days in line with the movement in the local index. Okay, so do monitor on all this performance of all these financial counters in the US side, and that could give you a heads up on how will our local banking sector to move as well. Okay, so what we are focusing for upcoming this week until next week, we will be looking at the financials. We are monitoring very closely on the oil and gas because it has come to the critical point of resistance for the oil price. If it breaks, we are likely to see a potential continuous surge. Okay, especially they are concerned on they are positive view on the demand side with the Omicron status has been stated less threatening. Okay, and besides that, we also looking very closely on the building materials given the rising commodity price. Okay, so for those who are trading today, you might want to be less aggressive given that tomorrow is public holiday and also the US market is closing today. So people traders are staying more towards on sideline um, to avoid all these headwinds and also potential volatilities on and uncertainties on all this market closure. Okay, so if we look into some of the counters that some of our audience are asking about, like Casey Low is asking about Sedania. Okay, I will try to answer at least one stock from um, you guys that asking. Okay, if we look at Sedania wise, okay, a very simple way that I would look into the counter is whether this counter is it going on sideways, uptrend or downtrend, and I will base on the 20 days moving average as a benchmark. Okay, so it's very clearly that we can see that Sedania is going on a downtrend right over here, and at this point we do not see any strong buying interest on Sedania. Okay, it is hitting the low of 48 cents levels, and if you say there might be support, yes, it might be some support, but we can see previously at this point of time at 50 cents 48 cents levels, we don't see the first support hitting right over here. We see strong bounce, but after that the buying interest not following through. Okay, so for Sedania wise, the view is still very bearish for Sedania, and it might even pressure lower to somewhere around 40 cents or even 33 cents level. Okay, as for Inject No Iman, he's looking into some of the renewable energy related counter like Semiron. Okay, if we look into renewable energy, I would say that renewable energy for the counter of Semiron, we are seeing that it is forming a potential bottoming formation. Okay, after recent pullback, recent retracement. Okay, this is a good sign. But what we need right over here is we need a clear breakout from the resistance of 4.27 cents. Okay, if the price able to break out from 1 ringgit 27 cents and then continue to pressure higher, then we might see the renewable energy play to come back and play. So if we look at some its peers like uh the another one okay, let's look at Pekat first. Okay, here we can see Pekat is slightly better, whereby Pekat is very well supported at this level. At this level right over here at 66 cents to 70 cents area. Okay, so this is the key support, and then this time around we are seeing when it comes to the support area, they are very little um selling pressure and then start rebounding. Okay, so as the price is staying above the 70 cents area for Pekat, the view is very much stronger and also positive, I would say. Okay, uh, so if for those who are interested to trade into Pekat is one of the newly listed IPO last year on Obusa, and unfortunately the trading interest on Pekat hasn't been too strong, especially the share price opened higher, and then it was under selling pressure from all the way from the highest 92 cents to 70 plus cents, the support. Okay, uh, and the lowest it goes as low as 66 cents. All right. Okay, so if we look into some other peers like SciPark, okay, SciPark wise, we are seeing SciPark is still within the bottoming range. We do not see the the bottoming to form yet at this point. Okay, but it's definitely testing at the support area at 84 cents area. Okay, so for the SciPark, we need a stronger bounce. Okay, so if you see more positive movement on the its piece like Samaden, all this thing, then you might want to see if the SciPark able to form a reversal and going back above 90 cents for all short-term trading. Okay, not to forget Solar Vest. Okay, we can see for Solar Vest wise, it's pretty much on very similar on SciPark, is on a sideway block at this point. Okay, and we do not see the bottoming formation like in Samaden. Okay, so the view on solar counters are pretty much mixed at this point of time. Okay, and if we look at some revenue that Aaron is asking, okay, um, revenue, I always interested on digital payments, digital payment system, all these counters. But recent years since 2021, we do not see strong interest and also strong movement on revenue, regardless it's revenue or GHL system. Okay, uh, personally, what I'm seeing is the share price is actually digesting. Is actually digesting the strong move that happened earlier in 2019 all the way to 2021. Okay, so we can see from 2019 all the way to 2021 is a very strong move for GHL system and also for revenue as well. Okay, revenue wise is from the day it listed and all the way up. Okay, so I would say that the share price is digesting the movement because on the previous few years back, it was the share price was checking up on the future growth on the sector, the company, and since all has taken in place much earlier before it happens. So right now the share price is in the stage of digesting digesting on the movement, all this thing, and do adjustment accordingly. Okay, so similarly, like what happened to glove counters in the year 2020, I would say that the move has done, and then the share price is also digesting as well on the upward the the updated view, fundamental views, all this thing. And lastly, we have technology, and this year I would say that it might continue focus on the inflation parts, the rising commodity prices, all this. All right. Okay, so we can see every year we have a change of the sector and the movement as well. Okay, as for revenue wise, we can see revenue that Aaron is looking is more towards downward consolidation, and then it might pressure lower. Okay, so for revenue wise, I would say that it's strong support. It will be somewhere around at 1 ringgit 05 area. Okay, and another area will be somewhere around right now. Okay, so if 1 ringgit 40 cents area it wasn't able to hold and break lower, then you might really want to be careful a little bit. It might go as low as 1 ringgit 30 cents or even 1 ringgit 05 area. Okay, so not to say you must do IBSS to short sell if it breaks lower, but one thing that you can do is you can sell some of, not all, okay, sell partial of your shares, maybe 30% or even up to 50% if you're really bearish, and then wait for a cheaper price to buy back. Okay, so in some way you are reducing your losses and also buy back at a lower price. Okay, so this is one of the trick that we can use when we are trading into a weaker in a weaker markets. Okay, so Mr. Khan is asking about I believe he is asking about KAB. Okay, if we look at KAB wise, KB wise is actually technically very encouraging, I would say. Okay, we can see the share price has been on a selling mood after resisted very strongly at 890 1992 cents, and then it went all the way down. So you can see it has undergone the decline phase, and then this is the phase whereby the selling has slowing down, and then accumulation might happen. Especially we can see at this point onwards, even the selling has going flattened, and then the volume still very strongly over here, especially at the end of the December. Okay, so with the rebounds, okay, and the breakout today, I would say KAB stands a very good chance to continue to move higher. Okay, as long the price doesn't drop, doesn't go below 29 cents. And given that we are seeing strong interest into all this penny stock trading, all this, KB might be the next one that moving with a potential resistance to 40 cents level. Okay, and that would give us a potential at this point about 20+% upside with a 13% downside. Okay, and of course if KB able to move higher, we might even see it has so much upward space to go, potential to go to even 58.60 cents level. Okay, so Mr. Khan, I think KB is a very good pick, and you might really want to focus and trade on this. Okay, and HSSEB wise by Encik Muhammad Hafiz. Okay, Encik Muhammad Hafiz is looking at HSSEB. Okay, we know that this year we might see we might see elections having in this year. We do not have any confirmed dates or any announcement released yet. Okay, but while we are waiting for that, we can expect construction sectors, all this thing, the movement could be more towards range bound. So we can see for HSSEB, the movement has been range bound and resisted very strongly at 68 cents for a very long time. Okay, so at this point we are seeing some rebound from the bottom of 40 cents on HSSEB, and I would say that this area right over here, okay, at 55 cents, 50 to 55 cents. If we see further break, likely we will see HSSEB to trade higher to back to retest the 70 cents resistance level. Okay, so for Inchi Muhammad Hafiz that interested to trade HSSEB, you can consider to look for the breakout to buy on a short-term scalping to 64 cents to 70 cents area for HSSEB. Okay, but it would more towards a short-term trading rather than you bet on the breakout of 70 cents. Okay, of course you can always keep some for the breakout, but it would be the chances would be lower until we have a clearer view, okay, on construction sector. And for Mr. Umu, okay, on MGRC, okay, for MGRC we can see usually when I see this kind of movement right over here, I don't really like it too much because it is telling me the strong selling, and this this indicate the massive selling that happening in the market. Okay, although we see quite some rebound from the low, okay, especially the selling has overdone from 22.50 to over to 70 cents. We'll say that this rebound is more towards technical rebound, and we might see continuing selling pressure on MGRC, but in more overlapping way. But it might come to retest 70 cents or even lower. Okay. Similarly, for example, if we look back into Heng Yuan few years back, okay, you can see after the massive selling on Heng Yuan in the year 2018, that there were some rebound and then retest of the rebound. You can see this is what happening on MGRC right here. Exactly the double top rejection, and then eventually the Heng Yuan price trend lower through for 2 years. Okay, so that might happen on MGRC. I'm not saying that it will definitely happen. Okay, but historically we are seeing Heng Yuan having this kind of patterns, and the human trading patterns, it would repeat itself. Okay, so I would say that for MGRC in Umu, I'm not interested too much. Okay, and I'm holding a more bearish bias. Okay, okay. If we look at another oil and gas counter like RL, okay, Reservoir, okay, at this point of time, despite the positive movement in the oil price, for RL wise, we are not seeing a strong move right over here. You can see it's very clear that the price has been trading up and down of the 20 days moving average, and 20 days moving average is pretty much going on just sideways. Okay, until we able to see a more clean breakout, okay, it might even up to 65 cents area. Okay, given that 65 cents is the opening of the listing day. Okay, then we might see further upward pressure to 80 cents for RL. Okay, and the last one for today, Iris. Iris wise, we are seeing Iris has been on selling pressure down from 45 cents, and the selling pressure is easing off. Okay, it's pretty much easing off and just go into sideways. At this point, if you ask me if there's any accumulation, there might be, but we really need a strong signal rebounding first before we able to engage into this counter. All right. Okay. Last two for today. Okay, oil and gas counter dialogue. Okay, a strong pullback on dialogue on the with along with the FBM KLCI selling down. But I would say that with the oil price remain strong, as long we able to see the oil price to sustain near the resistance, then this selling might be digested, and then we might see some rebound on dialogue. And the last one on P trans. Okay, para transit wise, para transit we can see it is having a strong resistance at this area. Okay, 72 cents is a critical area for para transit, and at this point I would say that the view on para transit is more towards downside, but it is holding pretty much well at 60 cents area as well. Okay, so For paratransit, we need to see a more recovery in the economy and less threatening on the COVID disease. Then we might see the price to repressure 70 cents, 72 cents levels and further breakout to 85 cents. Okay, so that will be all for our section today. And thank you very much for joining the section. Just a recap. Tomorrow is Thaipusam, and the market will close for tomorrow. So today the market activities is likely to be slower. So what you can do is you might want to look for some of the opportunities on those counter that have potentials and might be benefits from all these materials increases in the material price and position in for the February quarterly results. Okay, and also we can monitor closely on the overseas like US financial sectors, their performance, all these things to get a view and also a hindsight on how the interest rate hike can affect all these sectors. Okay, so that's all for our session for today. Thank you very much, and I wish you guys enjoy the holiday tomorrow and have a good day. All right, thank you. Bye bye.